Good morning, everybody. You're tuned to Computers 2K Now on the Nissan Communications Network. I'm Amnon, your host for the next couple of hours, along with Spence.
Hello.
Hello. And Nick is here.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. And Gal is here.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Our number 919-518-9773. Computers 2K Voice on Skype. And today's show is made possible by vMix Software, dudeinit.com, and is sponsored by Tom Sinclair of Live Streaming Gear. Happy after Thanksgiving. Anybody went to stand in line at 1 o'clock in the morning for the store to open at 6 or whatever?
Why?
Nah.
I didn't do that. I spent so little with Black Friday. I didn't even buy anything.
Good.
I didn't buy anything online. No, it's not good. It's just there was no.
You're becoming a real conservative, smart shopper person.
It's that I use Slick Deals 7 days a week, and everything I already want's been on sale.
True.
So I don't need anything else. I've been buying garbage for the last 3 months.
So, the best deal I could get, I bought the Amazon not the replay, but recast, and the best price was the same. It's been the same price for a week. It wasn't like Cyber, or Black Friday was going to be better, but it's still a good price. But it was not any deeper than the cuts they already had.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I just not that. Well, there wasn't a lot of great. There really wasn't that many great deals. Obviously, the couple hot items this year. 2 new game consoles are out. Those are hot, impossible to get. New iPhones are out as well. Those are hot and very, very back ordered. So typically your electronics are your big finds and your big deals for Black Friday, and 4 or 6 of the top items, which would be game consoles and phones, are MIA. I mean, you're not finding these things. If you try to buy this, now you can get certain iPhones, depending on what size and whatnot you want. You can get those with some regularity, but the president or the CEO of Sony or the CFO of Sony pretty much said, if you want to get a console before Christmas, you're SOL, because they don't exist. There's no supply.
Did you see the story about there was a retail outfit that advertised PlayStations, and people got there and there were hundreds of people in line for it? They had 2.
Sounds about
kidding.
Right. 2. Yeah, sounds about right.
And they were interviewing the guy that got the second one. and the, it was amazing. And it was full. It was no sale. It was full price.
They just came out. There's definitely no sale.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did go out Friday afternoon and buy sneakers at Kohl's, half price. So I got a good deal on shoes. But,
nice.
Yeah, I needed sneakers.
Can't remember who was it. Nick sent me a link to get the Plex lifetime pass.
Mhm.
And that was, I mean, you know, I didn't know. So I turned around and asked Gal if that was good. And he said, hell yeah. So that's good.
Yeah, I bought it as well.
A what?
I bought it as well.
Yeah.
Need to get a tuner now.
Well, get it.
No, I didn't. They weren't on sale for Black Friday. That was the only thing I was kind of looking for. And
Spence, tell us about that recast.
yeah, let's hear it.
Oh, I just got it yesterday, so I haven't actually played with it yet.
Oh,
I haven't had a chance to install it.
Fake news.
yep.
So expense. There's a show on Sunday. You get it on Saturday. You got to work. I don't get it.
Oh no, I'm going to put it in. I just it literally got delivered after dark last night. And
Hold on a second. After dark's like 4 p.m. So that's not necessarily
That's the excuse,
best.
man. Come on.
You know, we had
How much was
a car issue that I had to work on. So
How much was it, and which size did you end up getting?
I bought the 1 terabyte 4 tuner for $179,
Wow.
which is the price they've had. Normally it's $100 off, $279. So I thought about the
good
2
deal.
tuner 500 gig, and it does have a USB slot on the back. You can add a external hard drive, and it's like the way you used to add the eSATA drive to the cable box. It doesn't tell you where it's going to record it. So if you decide to take that storage off the machine, you could lose random programs because it doesn't tell you where it stores them. And you can't access the drive. There's no readable files. Like you can't think, oh, I recorded this, so I can go save the file. No, it's
Well, how does it know to go and record there to begin with?
it just looks. So there's logic on board. It formats the drive, and then it says it's ready to use, and then it just next available place. It's just
So I'll bet it will not record anywhere else, but
No,
on the
it
external.
records on the internal drive and the external drive randomly,
yeah,
back and
okay.
forth. So it doesn't. You don't know where it is, unless they're just saying that. I mean, who knows? You could probably hack it and get in there and change it.
Hmm.
We'll see. So I have my antenna all ready to go. I have my Winegard powered flying saucer antenna. It's been up in the attic for years. I just had to figure out a good way to bring the cable down through into my office. I'm going to keep the recast in my office because I'll hook it up Ethernet.
Perfect. Yeah, definitely want to hook it up Ethernet.
Yeah, and then I'll have. I bought a new Fire Stick for the TV downstairs to access, and I have an Ethernet adapter for that too.
Gotcha.
So
Cool.
yeah, we're looking forward to it. We realized how little. I think it was, and I apologize. I don't remember if it's Philo or Pluto. Which one is the one that's the free one?
Philo.
Philo is for so it's
No.
Pluto
free.
is free on the Roku. So I don't know if
So Philo is the one we're going to purchase, which is $20 a month, and it gives us the HGTV, Discovery Channel, all the other channels that we watch are going to be available there. So, and then of course we have Netflix and Amazon and other subscriptions that the family shares. So,
Yeah, I tell you, Philo is a pretty good deal. In terms of the amount of channels you get. Now, obviously, it's specific. So, like, they don't have news channels and things like that. But for cooking and HGTV and stuff like that, it for $20, I mean,
and it's a
pretty good deal.
I can't remember I think it's 30-day DVR. So we can record shows in the cloud up to 30 days.
That's cool.
So, and that's all we need. I mean, it's just, if there's anything we really, really, really want to save, I don't know.
I was playing around on the Roku. No, on Plex actually, and live news. I think
Yeah.
that's where it was.
Yeah.
And just go around and you find these channels. I mean, one of them that I found out and I said, wow, is Reuters. And
Fake.
you
so.
can, well, no, I mean, but you can go and listen to it before it gets regurgitated by all the
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the
so
networks.
it's the actual subscription news service for media.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, cool.
they have those, and then they have Newsy.
Yeah, Newsy's pretty popular.
Yeah.
That's everywhere.
And they, I mean, they have, again, you have to take it with a grain of salt and understand what's, but I didn't see anything that was partial to one side or this country or that country. And that's good news. And
It's good news even if it's bad news.
it's good news even if it's bad news. Yeah, it's not fake news. I don't think they make it up like our own local channels and national channels are doing.
Well, if you're looking for news,
Yeah.
obviously it's got a heavy political bias, so take that for what it's worth.
Nah,
But Newsmax is actually free to watch everywhere. You can watch that on YouTube. That is unlike One America News, which is damn near impossible to legally watch. Newsmax is free everywhere, and it's on a whole bunch of cable systems. So it's on Pluto TV, it's on everything, it's on YouTube, it's on their website, and it's all completely free. So yeah, there definitely is and are alternatives.
I put the Newsmax app on Roku.
Oh, even better. I didn't realize
Yeah.
they had an app.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
They have an app, and we get it on our cable box, which we won't
Yeah.
have anymore. But,
Yeah.
And
Nice.
I have to say, I at first I was thinking, oh, this is going to be kind of thin. I'm not going to like it or whatever, and that's not true. The morning host is pretty good, and then
That younger guy?
yeah,
Yeah, he is
and
good.
and then there's Chris something or other. Forget his name.
Is it Chris Plant?
No,
Maybe not.
But Sean Spicer has a show in the afternoon. Spicer and Company, I thought in the evening. So
Hey, Nick, Gene wants you to talk. You see his chat?
Yeah, I do. So Gene says, you articulate the benefits of using private internet access for the audience. So I think Gal and I can probably tag team this one. It's so private internet access is one of the, what would you say, Gal, hundreds, if not thousands of relative inexpensive VPN providers that exist right now.
Yeah. I use someone else, but yeah,
So
pretty much all the same.
yeah, so the use of it is to hide essentially your internet traffic from your ISP. Now that can obviously be malicious if you're trying to stream content legally. That is highly recommended, which I don't recommend. But if you're
I'm
going
sorry,
to do it,
does closing your door is malicious? Are you hiding from the government by closing your door to your home?
No. I'm just going a couple of the use cases. So if you're trying to stream content illegally, use a VPN, because your ISP will likely send you a DMCA takedown, and if you get 3, they will cancel a Spectrum at least. They cancel your account and your SOL. You cannot sign up for service again, or they'll throttle you back to like unusable. That's one of the use cases. The second is if you do a lot of public Wi-Fi hopping, coffee shops, airports, McDonald's, Starbucks, things like that, and you're doing anything that could be. Now, the good news is lots of things on the web are encrypted, but if you're constantly hopping from public Wi-Fi and banking and doing things that are secure and private, you'd also probably want to use a VPN. The third big reason would be what Spencer was talking about. Well, maybe it was in the pre-show. Watching content from different locales. For example, the BBC, what's it called? iPlayer. You need to be in the UK, or at least have an IP address that originates in the UK to watch stuff on the BBC. And that's the case with Netflix in Canada and Netflix all across the world. They have different licensing agreements depending on your locale. So you can pop up in a different country and you have maybe a different access to a different set of library of media. So those are probably the three main use cases for it. The public Wi-Fi one is probably the most pertinent for most people.
There's one more though.
Yeah.
One more, and that is for business users who want to be part of their business network remotely. So when I worked at home, I had an IP phone and I had a desktop. I'd run VPN software on this little appliance that I had, a small router that connected me directly to the corporate network. So now I look like I was on the corporate network. So
and that would be a private VPN.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It is a private. Yeah, you're right. It's a private VPN.
So that would be another one as well.
It's good to distinguish that.
Which I actually am starting to work from home starting tomorrow again due to our fantastic governor. So I'll be using my private VPN to get into work. But I would say, obviously, three main: pirating content, stealing content, public hotspots, public Wi-Fi, banking, things like that, taxes, whatever, and then trying to get around some sort of geolocation stuff. Here's the thing with private internet access, and Alan saying he uses ExpressVPN. These things are so cheap, like pennies a day. I think I got 2 years of private internet access for like $40 or something like that. If you watch anybody on YouTube, they're always running sales. It's a complete no-brainer to get. It's just nice to have if you ever need it.
There are some rating places you can get ratings on them too, and find out reliability, where they're sourced out of, who owns the company.
Right. That's what I posted in chat.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Which is important because sometimes you'll find out, well, this VPN is great, it's so cheap. Well, it's hosted in China by the Chinese Communist Party. That's not the one.
Right. So if you really want to know where VPNs are sourced, where they're running from, the company that's running them, who controls them. So the link I sent is what is regarded as the definitive one. It's just some project by some bunch of people who track all of this. I think the interesting part is understanding they have these 14 eyes, enemy of the internet jurisdiction categorization, and do some Wikipedia reading about what that means. It basically means if it's in one of the countries which is part of a conglomerate of governments that share information between themselves about things like this, whether you're going to be under that supervision or not. Very interesting insight into how all of this works. But when you choose a VPN, depending on your usage, right, refer to the tables in that page that I sent. That will usually give you the best guidelines about how to proceed.
Let's see. Gene says, I do. Yeah, I use PIA as well. And I think, Gene, you signed up for it when I talked about originally buying it maybe about a year or so ago. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have. I'm trying to think. I've recently used it for something. I was having an issue accessing a website. I don't know what the deal was, and I flipped on my it was a US website. I don't remember what it was. For the life of me, I couldn't. For some reason, I couldn't access the website from my internet at home. I could get it on my phone. I could get it everywhere else, and I clicked on my VPN, and I was able to get right to it. I don't know if it was a route issue or something like that. But I mean, they're nice to have. I can't say I use it all that often, but when I do use it, it works out pretty well. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the big. I mean, that's kind of the long and the short of the VPN argument. There's thousands of more reasons to use them, but for most people, those are probably your three big ones.
All right.
Always, when you are shopping for VPN, look for zero logs VPNs. I mean, if you're using something to mask, let's call it mask, it's not, to mask your identity, to mask your source, then you want to make sure that it cannot be tracked back.
What
That would be the reason to use a VPN.
what
Refer
VPN
to
does Dominion software use? Because I don't want to use that one.
Refer to that table because it's not always what they advertise. And that table is built from reports about usage from these service providers.
I will say this. If you're trying to do something like crazy illegal, don't think that using a VPN is like your necessary, I am secret, I am whatever. If you're trying to like hire an assassin or something using a VPN, if there's a will, there's a way. It's something will get traced back to you, even with no logs. I mean, if somebody wants to find out who you are, they will. So take that for what it's worth as well. You're not
They would
completely
never
private.
They would never do that.
Yeah, well, plus Microsoft's spying
No.
on everything you do anyway, so even having a
Yeah.
VPN on is useless because they're sucking all your data and sending it directly to the NSA. So,
As I was putting the specials together today, I was just remarking about just remarkable to find how many devices now you can buy that have Alexa built in.
oh yeah,
It's just and now if you're on board with that whole system, and it's fine if you understand what the hazards and benefits are, but now you can get a set of earbuds that have Alexa built in from Amazon.
my mother's car just got a firmware update and it's now got it built in.
And there was one other one, I can't remember what. We'll get to it when we get to the specials. There's a couple of new Amazon devices out there that have Alexa built in.
I'm just going to throw this out here. If I'm looking for a recommendation for Emma and I have talked a little bit about this, a semi inexpensive PoE home security system. I got the Blink system a
You're
couple
talking
months
about
ago.
cameras.
Sorry, yes, camera system, not home security, camera system.
You're okay
I
with
got the-
wired?
What?
You're okay with wired?
Yes, wired PoE. I got the Blink system a couple months ago, and it works fine. But I'd really like to have a monitor where I can see all of the cameras and have a DVR.
Swan is a good company. It tends to be a little expensive, but it's very good. I use Zomodo, which is it's got a lot of good features.
Are there connections PoE?
PoE?
Oh, so that's you probably have the same one that I sent to Amnon.
Yeah, Zomodo, and they have a lot of products. The issue with Zomodo
Nick,
is
you were looking at Zoshi.
Oh,
there's so many brands.
There is a cheaper solution, by the way.
Yeah.
It'll cost you like $4 or something. Run an Android emulator and buy a license of TinyCam Pro.
yes, I did see that.
Yeah, because that thing, I don't know why, but that Android app is the only app that knows how to hook up to every type of camera out there, every type of feed, even those that do not supply an official external feed. And the paid version knows how to provide a web interface where you can access that feed externally.
And it's any
So you don't even need
any IP based phone, any IP based camera.
any IP based, doesn't matter the protocol.
Okay. That's great.
They found a way. Yeah, it is pretty
Tiny camera.
a very, very useful tool. People, that's what they do. They run it as an emulated application on some Docker server or a VM, and they access the web feed through it. So you can use your existing cameras. You can mix different types, and you can still get that single pane where you can view everything.
Yeah. So one of the big things I'm looking for is the DVR, and that's unfortunately what the Blink is not made for that. Though, so the Blink is they're wireless battery operated cameras. Now
But
you
they're
can
not.
plug
It's
in.
not video. It's shots. I mean,
Well, it is video, but it's motion detected video. So for example, I can't right now query. Well, I can actually, but I can't just look at one of my Blink cameras. I'd have to click on it and have it what it would do is record a 20 or 30-second video clip. That's what it would do.
Okay.
That's what it
I
does.
thought it
when
was
you
just
view it.
taking pictures. Okay.
No, and it does do pictures, and the motion detection is all right. But I would really like to have a traditional DVR where you've got 3 or 4 cameras that are always recording, and you can just look up at any point and see, oh, somebody just pulled into the driveway, and not wait for my phone to go off, click on the app to open, and then wait for it to load. It's
Nick,
just kind of a pain in the ass.
Nick,
I've installed 3 Zomoto systems, 1 in my house and 2 for customers.
will you send me the link to the ones that you're
PoE.
installing?
Yeah. And I bought an 8-channel HD. They do have now even better cameras, but I paid for the whole thing. I bought the unit. I bought an 8-channel DVR with 4 cameras. Okay, it was a bundle, and then I provided the surveillance drive. I bought a special surveillance drive to put in there. You could buy it with or without the drive, and I've had it running now for, gosh, I don't know, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, please send me that.
I just used it the other day because we got a notification that our Amazon stuff was delivered, and it wasn't there. So I went out and looked at the feed, and sure enough, there was nothing. Nobody delivered anything. It didn't even come. So I was thinking somebody lifted it, and then we're in the house, and I go outside and I look, and the boxes are there. And I said, "This isn't right," because they sent me the picture of the boxes on a porch, and I look at the picture. It's not our porch. It was our neighbor's porch, and then our neighbor realized it, and he brought it over, and I saw him. I have the video of him coming over and putting this up on my porch. So,
but Nick, when you're saying, I mean, there is no, it is not practical to record 24/7. None of these systems, I mean, you can make them do it, but the way they work is when you watch it, like when I sit here at the office and I watch, you see everything, yeah, but it only records when there is motion.
Well, so okay, yes, but the way, yes and no. The way that you can have some of these systems that I was looking at work is they come with 1 terabyte drives,
right?
And the way that they record, you can record like 14 or 15 days of 4 cameras for about 1 terabyte. Yeah, I mean, that's what these systems are promoting. Nevertheless, it would just be nice to have something that has got some sort of, it would be nice to have something to look at. The Blink does not have a web-based app. It does not have a computer-based app. The only way to access it is, for me on my computer, is to run an Android emulator and open up the Blink app. And it's not what I'm looking for. I want a traditional security system. A traditional security camera system. So yeah, I'm interested in one of those. So if you want to, you can send. How did they send an email, Amnon? Was it hosts?
Yeah.
It's hosts at computers2know.com. If anybody listening after the fact has got any recommendations, I'm interested. They said, there's the thing is there's 1,000 of these cheap systems on Amazon. I just don't know. And again, I'm looking for something that's PoE. I really don't have any interest in using component or composite video. I really prefer PoE. So that's what I'm looking for.
I mean, when you sit and watch here, let me see this. Right. Okay. So here's what I see when I sit and just watch.
That's what I'm looking for. Exactly. with not that many cameras, of course.
And you can see like the pond. If you look on the bottom left, you see the red dot there.
Mhm.
That means that there is motion,
Of course.
and that's when it's records. So on this one, it records. It has to, because the water is moving all the time. But if
Yeah,
you
but
look
you can
at the
set it up
other
not
one,
to record that camera. I'm
that's
sure.
correct. You can.
Yeah.
But then, if say if something comes and grabs a fish, I don't see it. But the
That's
thing
true.
is that you see the other ones, you see when it goes, and you can see the third one at the top now has head motion, and it went out. So you can. The nice thing about it is you can also record. Tell it, I want you to record 2 minutes before the motion and 2 minutes after the motion goes away. It sits there and records all the time, but it doesn't keep it. So if it sees a
Exactly.
motion, it picks up 2 minutes before and 2 minutes after. This way, at this point, I have, with the 13 cameras, and the drive is not done yet, not finished. I added a 4 terabyte. I already have over a month, and it'll probably go 2 months.
Yeah, and you have a lot of cameras.
And I've got 13 cameras. Now,
Yeah.
at the garage, I put 5 cameras, and it wasn't doing any more than 5 days. And I'm saying, what is going on? And then I realized, oh, I didn't enable motion. And
Yeah.
it had a 500 gig. So when I upgraded, I realized, oh, it didn't have that. So now the 1 terabyte goes for about 45 days. And you have to tweak the motion and say, okay, yeah, here and there. And you can block certain areas that you say, well, yeah, I've got cars going back and forth. I don't care about them. So you can block them and say, don't pick up on this area. So there's a lot of things that you can do with the system, and that it will do it the right way and give you what you want, and at the same time be very effective. Obviously, yeah, PoE is nice. Anybody that goes with battery operated, forget about it.
Well, no.
Yeah,
no.
forget about it, because if
no.
you-
You're wrong. You're wrong. Let me tell you, the Blink system is very good for what it is. My
Okay.
parents have had theirs for over a year, and with the intention of it just records and sends you notifications when the motion triggers. It's great.
I
It's
understand.
perfect. No
That-
wires, no bullshit. You plug in a little USB thing next
Yeah.
to your router, and then you set up your cameras. It's great.
But
For
not
that,
for,
it's perfect.
but it's not for video and video monitoring.
Well,
all the time.
exactly.
It's not.
Exactly. And
Right.
I knew what I was getting, but I didn't realize what I wanted until I got it. And yeah. So that's where we are.
But that's the thing is there, and like Gal said, and like Spence, there's a lot of different systems out there. At this point, it's like, okay, now just look at what features do you want and buy it, or go by price. I chose to go by price because all I needed is something that I can see in front of me all the time, just like you're saying, and record if something is happening when I'm not around to watch it. I don't care about all the other bells and whistles to let me know, although most of them do have that ability.
Yeah. I'm looking at right now the Zoshi. That seems to be the best bang for your buck. You get 4 cameras, 4 PoE cameras,
Mhm.
and it's an 8-channel PoE DVR.
Right.
And it's
It
200
looks like
bucks.
it looks like Zomoto. I just went to look at their webpage, and they still sell the wired system, but they're mainly into wireless. But they do. I've sent you a link, Nick, to an Amazon available Zomoto 4-channel, 4 4-channel security camera, 4-channel DVR. Sorry, 500 gig drive, 4 cameras, 129.
Yeah.
And it's older stuff, but it works. It just works. You can use your smartphone, go back and review the video. They just added in the last 6 months or so on the app, you can create clips from your iPhone. You used to have to do it from the DVR. So you can actually go in and select what you want to save as a clip. But there's lots of competitors out there, all different crazy names.
Yeah. For PoE, this is the one that I'm looking at. Again, I don't own it. I don't, and I've been looking at it for a couple days. Watched a little bit about it. It seems to suffice for what I want. So maybe I'll pick one of these up in the next couple months.
Try it. You don't like it, send it back.
Well, that's kind of the thing with the Blink, because I spent maybe $120, $130 on the Blink system, and I mean, again, it works. It's not like it doesn't work. It just doesn't do what I want. So,
well, Nick, you sent that Zoshi thing. You look at it, and 3 cameras point down, 1 point up. That's not good. You got to get cameras that all point down.
Well, no, it depends. I mount them on the ground, and then if the burglars come, I get a nice look up view.
And I was telling Nick, PoE is nice, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm using a hybrid of PoE. Each one of the cameras that I use is built for coax. So you have to run coax and you have to run power, 12 volts. But if you use Ethernet, if you use Cat5 or Cat6 or Cat3, doesn't matter, then you can run 3 cameras to the same point, or actually extend it even, in the middle. The point is that one wire can carry 3 cameras, and instead of putting a 0.5 amp power supply at the beginning of it on your side, you put one that's like 2 amps, and it will power all 3 cameras, and you don't need to run another one and another one and another one.
Yeah, but how do you, once you get out to where you've got 3 cameras, obviously they're not in the same location,
right?
You got three on the same wire.
Yeah.
At what point do you split it out, and how do you split it out?
That's what I was saying. If you wanted to put one, and for the ease, 10 feet from the outside, where the wire is outside, 10 feet, another one 60 feet away, and another one 100 feet away.
So you daisy chain them.
It's not a daisy chain. Is you take the wires and you say, okay, I want the white and blue to be camera 1. So you skin the cat.
That's a daisy chain.
Well, but you don't connect. But you don't connect.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're dropping off 2 pair at one location.
You drop 1 pair at one location.
Well, what I mean, 2 wires.
Yeah, 2 wires,
I see
and
what you're
then
saying, yeah.
and also the power, but the power is daisy chain because you just tap to it,
yeah.
And that camera works. Then you go to the other one and you say, okay, now the orange and white is camera 2, and you cut that pair and you drop it there and you hook to the power, and at the end of the line, and it works great. One run, and you can have
just purchase satellite camera time.
No, but I mean, so now what is the difference between that and quote unquote PoE?
Well, okay, so PoE is digital. That's the big difference. You're using the PoE.
I'm using
is
analog cameras.
Analog, and then you have to deal with noise. You have to deal with different things on analog. You do.
PoE is a standard. You could the switch the DVR I have has PoE ports.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you could also send any IP connection over Ethernet with PoE at the far end will work. It just has to power the camera.
Yeah, I really prefer PoE.
Yeah,
we use a lot of PoE at work, and it's a whole hell of a lot easier.
Well,
yeah, I like it.
Fine.
And it's not like it's crazy expensive. The PoE was 4 times the price of the analog coax. I'd get the coax and just suck it up. But buying a new system in 2020 or 2021 at this point almost, to me, it just seems like PoE is the way to go. Plus, a lot of people's houses are already wired for Ethernet. So if your house is wired for Ethernet, you can, you can
use
jerry rig a setup here with some cameras if your house is already wired for this stuff.
I installed my cameras in the attic because I have them on the eaves on the corners of the house, and it came with cables. It came with 4 cables, two shorter than the other 2, but they were long cables, and there's more than enough cable. And what I did was in my office, the back wall where my desk is in the office, it goes into the stairway going up to my attic. So I put my own little short patch panel there, 4 ports on either side. So I have a short cable from the DVR going into that. And on the other side of that wall are the longer cables that go up to the ceiling and then they fan out.
Yeah.
To the locations. It was so super easy to wire. And there'll usually is an adapter at the end. The camera cable will be a micro mini or micro USB connection. But you want to make sure you keep that. So put some silicone or tape around it when you're done, and then hide that up somewhere so it's not exposed to the elements. Usually it's a long enough leader that you can hide it. But it was easy to do.
Yeah.
And the
There's
problem
more than
now
one
is,
way
like,
to
there's
skin
more
a
than
cat.
one way. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You could
So yeah,
probably-
that's my next my next little project.
All right, let's see
Worked
what
on a bunch of things this past week. You probably see the desk behind me. That was one of the projects. But yep, this is my next thing. I hope we get it done in the next couple months or so. And yeah, like Spence said, fortunate I have a nice open attic and a little closet where all my network gear is. So I'll just be able to cut a little hole in the ceiling, run all my cables up, and it'll be out of sight, out of mind, which will be good.
that'll work.
I need to add another camera. Either I need to add another camera to this system, which I can still buy cameras, or I'm going to add a Ring device, something like it. I don't know if it's going to be Ring, because the camera I have on my front porch is from the angle looking down on the porch, so I don't get a straight ahead camera to my porch. I'd
Yeah.
like to add that.
Oh, because you don't want to put it lower so somebody could.
It
Vandalize
would be
it.
hard to put it lower. It'd be hard to wire it. So I
Yeah.
thought I could put this system will
But-
support IP cameras too.
But Spence, they have little tiny cameras. I mean, it doesn't have to be a bullet camera.
Oh no, I realize that.
The video
And I-
doorbells are nice though.
I'd like either a doorbell or they have their they call it a peephole cam now. It is
Mhm.
battery, but the battery lasts like 3 months, and you can get 2 batteries and charge one, and just swap them out when the battery goes down. So it all depends. Sometimes I've installed several Ring doorbells, and on occasion I'd have to do custom woodwork to get them to fit right, because the space where the doorbell goes is usually on something called brick mold, which is not wide enough to accommodate a Ring doorbell. You'd have to either chisel it out to make it flat, or you'd have to add an extension on it so that the thing sits flush. And I've done both, but I've just installed a Ring security spotlight for somebody.
You can put it in the
So-
door.
Yeah, they have it. They have a peephole cam, but it's battery.
One of the important things about cameras, right, is their resolution. And sometimes, especially for outdoor cameras, where you probably want to catch a detail that might be further away than usual. One of the ways to know whether a camera's resolution will be good enough for you or not is a fantastic site called calculator.ipvm.com. And what that site allows you to do is you select a geolocation. You actually see it on a map. You place cameras. You design your camera coverage, and you choose the selected models. And if the model doesn't exist in the database, you just put in the technical details of the camera. and it gives you a simulation of what to expect of the image that that will be shown, and what type of detail and how further away from the camera it will be before you will be able to, you know, to see things like written letters or a face detail. So when comparing cameras and their technical specs, this is a great site to do some research.
Yeah, you need to, when they advertise a distance for night vision, always think that that's not true, because it's the best case. They say, oh, 80 feet of night vision.
Yeah.
Well, that's the extreme edge. Maybe it'll pick up somebody, but it's not going to light up. The infrared will light up. If you're close enough, it'll give you full detail in black and white. And I think that, aren't there now color ones too, Amnon? Infrared
Not for
color?
night, maybe, but
But they're very expensive. I mean, they're
yeah,
not.
it's not
it's-
practical.
It's not practical. But the sensitivity of the actual lumens that the camera will read, number one, to start with, that does not require infrared. But when
And
it
you-
does require infrared, how good is the picture?
it's
an-
and yeah, and it really, in reality, it's it works. The infrared works unless you are in the middle of nowhere. I mean, let me show you what. Here is a picture of it's at if it's at midnight last night. This is our driveway.
That's
Look at
good.
that.
But you have street lighting too. That helps.
There is street light all the way out. You see the car, where the car is. That's where
Yeah.
there's right there. There's street light. It doesn't help there, and then there's one on the left.
This is a very good night vision camera.
Yeah,
You can see the resolution, right? Even in your video here, I can see that the resolution is good.
and it works. It really works nice. If I went for another one that doesn't have, see, I mean, so far this is on OneDrive, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, that's how many days, and it's not even used completely. That the, I mean, oh yeah, let me just do this. Here's what you see. For the rest of them, they'll come up slowly as it picks up, but you can see the whole thing at what time? Probably. Oh yeah, it's at midnight, because that's where the pointer is, right there. So you can see the rest of them, what they kind of like what they look like. Here's the front yard, and this, when you see that light in the middle there, right there. I guess you don't see the cursor. That's the infrared. And on the third one at the top, you see that the bush is lit more than the house. The house is the light for the fish pond, and that's it. That's the bright light. It's a 12-volt headlight. So you see how they work, and they work just fine. But you do need something that does a little bit more than. I mean, if they say 60 feet, I agree. It's about 40 feet. And if you needed to light up, Nick, more than one, because it goes wherever you point the camera. And I found a few problems with that too. Spiders love those infrared lights,
Oh, my favorite.
and they get up there and they build webs, and before you know it, you can't see through it. I have to go out almost every evening with a long brush and just wipe it. But what you can do is you can, and I did it on the camera that's on top, the rotating one on top of the house. You eliminate the infrared and you can buy just infrared lights. They're like $10. And you can put them pointing at different directions if you need to. And light up a lot more than just where the camera is looking at. There's all kind of ways to do.
Amnon also has motion detectors and heat detectors and Castle Nissan.
Yeah.
The moat. When are you going to build the moat?
Carl's is saying that the show audio is very low.
No, it doesn't seem
don't-
low for anybody else. So
No. Turn up the volume, Carl.
sounds fun to me.
Yeah, no, I'm looking. It's when Spence is talking, he's low. He's still kind of low, but it's fine. I mean, it's still in the green. Anyway, Spence,
Specials.
you ready?
I will be in a moment. Yeah, I just have too many windows open here. Let me find the one I'm supposed to.
Oh,
be
it's
using.
cold outside.
That's right. It is cold. All right. So here we are again. I went back and I found like 4 years worth of Cyber Monday and Black Friday ads. So, but I decided today we're gonna look at 3 different categories. We've got Amazon, we've got Walmart, and then we have Best Buy. So, does this Amazon delivery vehicle look familiar to you, Amnon? On the first page,
That's your car.
coming to your house? Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you, they do a good job of delivering stuff. So. All right. So Computers 2K Now specials for November 29th, one day before Cyber Monday. And let's face it, it's already been going already. Since how long have they been saying that Black Friday's been in place? 3 or 4 weeks, right?
All year
That's
long.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, it's going to always be. It's not going to go away. So the numbers apparently they said that in-store sales for Black Friday were down 52%, but cyber sales were up 22%. So, yeah, the only store I went to, like I said, was Kohl's, and that was not busy. Not anything close to what I expected it to be. So we were in and out of there. We had, maybe a 5-minute wait online to pay, and it was not crowded. Oh, well. All right. So starting with Amazon, we have some good. Some of these are deal of the day that are good for today. And I'll mention that, but some of them are in place for at least a week or so. So you get an Echo Show with a Blink mini cam for $49.99. Now the Echo Show is on sale for like $43 by itself, and a Blink cam is at least $25 by itself. So this is a good deal. Blink cam, mini cam and an Echo Show 5 for $49. It's that bundle is normally $124.99. We've got Mpow, which is I have several of their Bluetooth headsets. I don't have an earbud version like this, and I actually might buy this particular one. They've got all their Mpow in-ear Bluetooth earbuds are on sale, anything from $18 to $39. But the Mpow brand, I've been happy with it. I use like I said, quite a few of their different versions. The only one I didn't care for was the kind that had the body of it was a loop around your neck, and you had the little extensions for the earbuds come up out of that thing. And I found it would work. I tear it out of my ear, and I ruined it after a while. I've also got Smartplugs on sale. They're called BN Link Smartplugs. Anywhere from $769 to $18.99, depending on the bundle that you buy. 32% off regular price. We've got the Amazon Fire Stick 4K, and this has been on sale for the last week or two. Normally $49 for $29. So if the difference between the two is $2, $27 for the regular Fire Stick, and $29 for the 4K Fire Stick. The regular Fire Stick is actually the latest processor, so it may actually have better performance if you don't need 4K. The one that's out now, but that's 40% off. This is the one I was talking about new Amazon A-word capabilities. This is a Echo Buds that are sold by Amazon. They're normally $129. They're on sale for $79. It uses Bose sound noise reduction technology. So Bose has some role in manufacturing these. I happen to like this form factor better than the Apple form factor with the little thing that hangs down. Apple earbuds have just never fit well in my ears. I've tried every different direction. I like them, but they just don't fit right. I need something that actually goes in with a dome. And so I might actually try these. So Echo Buds for $79.99, normally $129. Got a Blink outdoor camera, normally $99 for $64.99, 35% off. We've got a Ring Doorbell Pro. The advantage of the Pro is higher resolution and also smaller form factor. So if you have an issue, the older ones are quite large, but the Pro is a smaller one and will fit in some cases better. So look, when you shop for this, look at the dimensions and measure the place you're going to put it. Go look at where your doorbell is, because you do want to have one connected to the doorbell button for two reasons. One is that when you press the doorbell, not only does it activate the Ring system, it also rings your old traditional doorbell if it's hooked up. If you don't have the wire, you have to keep replacing the batteries in the doorbell and in the Ring itself, which are, it's not too hard to do. Just once you get used to removing the cover and swapping the battery out, it's not too bad. But if you can wire it to the AC, usually it's like 18 volts AC for a doorbell, it's recommended because it keeps the battery charged. And you can also get I think it's the Pro, comes with an additional battery that you go up to where your physical doorbell is in the house, an actual box that has the chimes in it, and you attach a battery up there that stays charged, that gives additional battery charge to your system. So if the power goes out, you have the battery in the doorbell and a separate battery to keep your Ring system running longer, which is very clever. So $169 for the Ring Doorbell Pro, normally $249, 32% off. Blink Minicam, $24.99 on sale. So this goes back to that other bundle with the Echo Show 5. That comes with a Blink Minicam, which is normally $25 on sale, and the Echo Show for $49. This is a great bundle. It's very inexpensive. Okay. We also have Amazon Eero 6, which means it's Wi-Fi 6, dual band mesh, $159 for a base station and one remote, which is, the prices, thank goodness, are coming down. But at this point, you can buy the regular AC Wi-Fi one for $99 for two, or you can buy the Wi-Fi 6 for an extra $60. I would buy the Wi-Fi 6 if you can afford it. It's definitely going to give you much better functionality. Here is next one is a Cyber Monday only deal. There's a Samsung 500 gig PCIe internal SSD. It fits into your PCI slot for $119, normally $149, 20% off. And I have never had a gaming keyboard. The only lit keyboards I have are ones that are on laptops. I think I might like to get a lighted keyboard. Now, this is a gaming keyboard, so it's going to have all kinds of color spectrums in that. But a Logitech gaming keyboard, backlit gaming keyboard for $39, which is normally $69. That's available. And finally, there's a lot of smart bulbs out there that are Wi-Fi controlled bulbs. I didn't know that Casa, which is TP-Link, makes a Wi-Fi bulb that looks like an old-timey bulb. This is very interesting. I didn't know this existed. And for something I had planned for my kitchen when I redo the overhead lighting, these bulbs would be perfect. I love the old timey bulbs. I didn't realize you could buy a Wi-Fi controlled old timey bulb, not having to have a dimmer or something like that, which is really cool.
Any
That
idea
saves-
wattage?
I didn't click on it, but it's normally $16.99, $13.99. I'm going to guess it's probably a 60 watt equivalent. It's going to be something in like 6 or 7 watts LED, but it's got the I like the appearance of it. It's something that would go well with the idea that I have. So I didn't even know they made it. Okay, so moving on to Walmart. Apple AirPod Pros for $169, normally $249. That's a good deal. And I noticed now that the form factor is changing, so that this is becoming more the one that I'm comfortable with an actual rubberized dome that you stick in your ear for better noise cancellation and so on. Still more money than I want to spend for something I'll probably lose. So 65-inch smart. This is not a smart TV. I'm not sure. I don't think this is, but 65-inch television for $379. A Scepter TV, 4K. They've got a Hisense 43-inch Roku TV for $196. There's lots and lots of TV deals. Just incredible. Even normally, you walk in the store and you'll see a 60-inch TV for under $300, or under $400. It's amazing. They've got a Lenovo Ideapad S340 13.3-inch Core i5 laptop for $499. Got a HP DeskJet. Finally, inexpensive printers are coming back. It was sold out everywhere. This is $69. This is the DeskJet Plus 4122 all-in-one. Monitors too now. Prices have come down. You can get the smaller monitors. You don't have to buy a gigantic monitor. If you just need a small utility monitor to work with your laptop, if you're working from home, second screen. This is a 19.5 viewable 20-inch screen, HP for $69. Also got an interesting, we've talked about this before years ago, Acer Chromebox. This is a Chrome computer, but it's a desktop, mini desktop. Excuse me. So it comes with the actual base itself, the CPU base, a keyboard, and a mouse for $199. So if you had a decent monitor laying around, you want to turn it into a Chromebook, they call it the Chrome box. Apple Watches. This is the Series 3. And my son was telling me about the different generations of Apple Watch. You can still get a Series 3 new now it's $119, normally $199. And they went to the website, it says it's sold out. So whether they'll take, excuse me, rain checks or not on it, that's a different story. Roku Premiere, 4K streaming player for $24, normally $39. You got a Fitbit Inspire 2 for $69, normally $99. And this is for you, Amnon. You can take your hoverboard and match it up with the go-kart attachment. So now you can sit on it and ride the hoverboard as a little cart. A little safer, right? You won't be flying, you won't be losing your balance or go flying off the thing. For $148, this is the combo, the Hover One All-Star hoverboard and go-kart attachment combo. And finally, Oculus Quest 2 Advanced all-in-one virtual reality headset 64 for $399. That's at Walmart. And moving to Best Buy. And the way their ads were set up this morning, it was easier for me to just capture the details. And I put a picture up here of a laptop in case you forgot what it looks like, or a monitor in case you forgot what monitors look like. But that doesn't necessarily represent the product we're talking about. HP 14-inch AMD Ryzen 3 laptop, 1 terabyte hard drive, 8 gig of memory, $319, $80 off. Got a MacBook Air 13.3-inch Touch ID i3 8 gig 256 solid state for $849, $100 off. Got an LG 24-inch LED FreeSync monitor for $109. And we've got a Samsung T350 FreeSync monitor This is a 24-inch monitor for $89, normally $60. If you're looking for Office, Excel, and PowerPoint only, we've got a sale on the Microsoft Home and Student Edition, one device, digital download for $99. That's $50 off the regular price. Here is another solid state PCI Express storage, solid state drive. This is a Samsung 970 series, 1 terabyte for $149, and that's $80 off the regular price. This next one is probably the best deal on a portable USB backup drive, USB 3.0. It's a Western Digital Easy Store 4 terabyte portable for $79, and that's $70 off. I've got the Ring Doorbell 3. This is I call it the entry level original. It's a little bit larger form factor, not as high resolution as the new Pro. But this is a nice cam if you have the room for it. Take that into mind. For $139, which is $60 off. Got a Skull Candy Sesh Evo True wireless in-ear headphones, Bluetooth, for $24.99, $35 off. And this is a deal on a TV at Best Buy. Sharp 70-inch 4K smart TV for $499. I mean, even the regular price isn't bad, $649, but $499, $150 off. I've got Philips Hue white and color ambience A19 bulbs. These are not the floodlight spotlights. These are actual bulbs. Multicolor 4-pack for $99, which is $35 off. And finally, Echo Dot 3rd generation smart speaker device for $18.99, which is $21 off the regular price.
Wow.
So there's some deals out there. And I know what an Echo, I think it was a Gen 3, looks like when it splits open.
What?
My daughter had one. Apparently, it comes with a wall mount, and apparently the wall mount wasn't attached right, and it fell, so the top popped off. It still works. It's just that you have to make sure you lay the top on there the right way, because the little clips that hold the top in place broke. So the little buttons actually go into those. It's like a near field button. It's got a little, I don't know if it's a magnet or some rare earth element in this little metal dot that when it goes down to the little squiggly pattern on the circuit board, it closes the circuit. There's no physical contact. There's no physical switch. It's just a field that's detected. Those buttons on it, you have to make sure you line them up right for the buttons to work. If you touch it with your finger, it doesn't do anything. You have to actually have that. I'm not sure if it's a magnet or it's just some other type of element that closes the circuit.
Yeah.
But I know what it looks like when it's split open. And that's it for Cyber Monday specials on Computer
Well,
Ticket.
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. 919-518-9773. Computers 2K voice on Skype. Nick is not here. I was Kathy called me. I can't remember what day it was. And Nick,
Hey, Amnon.
talking about the smart plugs. She said, Amnon, the smart
yeah.
plug in the living room is not working. So I said, okay, I need to reset it. So I went there and took it out. Tried to tell Alexa to turn all the lights on and the lights off, and two of them worked. The other one didn't work, and I'm working on it and trying to do this and that. And the phone rings, and Nick calls, and he says, Amnon, don't you have some of those smart plugs around the house? I said, yeah. He said, are they working? I said, funny you should ask. So take it away, Nick.
So So the AWS had a huge Amazon Web Services had a huge outage on Wednesday. It seemed to be more of an East Coast issue, I believe. I think they have a big data center in Virginia that was the culprit of the issue. But AWS had huge issues, which took down and affected many services. But one of the biggest ones, which was interesting, was not the Echo ecosystem, because the device worked fine. The A-word device worked great. You'd ask her questions, she'd tell you everything. Well, that wasn't down. But the smart plugs, the Amazon branded smart plugs, for me, were offline almost the entire day. My parents were in town and they texted me. I was at work Wednesday morning. They said, "Hey, we couldn't shut a couple of your lights off." I was thinking, "Oh, they just, didn't say the right command to it." I got home and I was playing around with them, and all the plugs were blinking red, and I rebooted all of them, rebooted my router, and then I started looking at Down Detector, and I saw a whole bunch of people talking about their plugs being unable to work. And yeah, it was pretty much, I don't know about you, Adam, but it was pretty much a whole day here.
Yeah,
And it was sporadic. So like none of the plugs would work, and then randomly one would turn on.
Yep.
It was interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, I was almost at the point of going, because I have a couple of spare ones. Say, okay, this one is bad. Let me put another one. And that's when the phone rang, and
Yeah.
Nick was saying, "Yep, I just read about it." That's kind of. I mean, it sucks when something like this happens. You can't even work on your lights, but I figure
Well,
out
here's the thing.
you can.
They have buttons on them.
Right.
So now the problem that I have, though, and you probably have the similar thing, Amnon, is you've got these damn plugs buried behind furniture.
Right.
Because
you have to go find them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just like, doing cartwheels to get behind the couch to to find these plugs. But yeah, it did come back. It came back. Even when I went to bed Wednesday night, a couple of them weren't working still. But Thursday morning, when I got up and tested all of my lights, and I've got 7 of those plugs now. I use them literally everywhere, and it was a real pain to not have those working. But this is the price you pay. This is the ecosystem. This is
Right.
now it would be no different than if my internet was out all day. To be fair, but it wasn't. So that was obviously the frustrating part. But
And has your internet been out since you switched to Spectrum?
it has not. No, my internet has not been out. Very happy with the switch. Not, the speeds are fine. Still trying to get over that, but yeah, the service has been fine. No problems.
Yep. All right. I read something this week, and I'm not familiar with it, but maybe it'll be something. Purism this week began shipping its mass-produced Librium 5 phone to customers, according to an announcement from the company. The Librium 5 is a one-of-a-kind, general-purpose computer in a phone form factor that Purism has designed and built from scratch following a successful crowdfunding campaign that raised over $2.2 million. Both the hardware and software design is focused on respecting the end-user freedom and giving them control over their privacy and security. So it's called the Librium, Librem 5 from Purism. Funny how we didn't hear about this, or it wasn't in the news more as it was being developed, but there was only one picture, and it looked like, again, it may have been that one or just a picture. I was trying to see if I can find a picture, and there was only, like I said, there was only one, and I'm not sure it was even it. And no mention of how much it cost. But it's interesting. And if you needed to have more reliable internet, Remember OneWeb that went bankrupt about a year ago?
Were they a wireless ISP?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So OneWeb has emerged from Chapter 11 bankruptcy under new ownership and says it will begin launching more broadband satellites next month, similar to SpaceX Starlink. OneWeb is building a network of low Earth orbit satellites that can provide high-speed broadband with much lower latencies than traditional geostationary satellites. After a launch in December, launches will continue throughout 2021 and 2022, and OneWeb is now on track to begin commercial connectivity services to the UK and the Arctic region in late 2021 and will expand to delivering global services in 2022. So that will be another option.
There was a big Starlink haul this past week. It was Tuesday or Wednesday night. They did a large Starlink satellite launch. Yeah, the booster actually landed not far off the coast.
And what's his name? Elon Musk now is the second richest person in the world as of last week.
Who's the first?
Bezos.
Oh yeah.
So Elon Musk is now surpassed Bill Gates.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what. If
Interesting.
this Starlink thing works out anywhere near the way that it's been promoted, it will be game changing.
Yeah.
Even if it's half of what it's proposed to be, it will be game changing.
It will be nice.
That will
Yeah.
be the fourth game-changing thing Elon Musk is in charge of, right? He
Yeah,
started
absolutely.
with PayPal, right?
Amazing.
Yep.
PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX, and now this.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
And we were talking about doorbells. The UK-based security company NCC Group and consumer advocacy group Which ? Have found vulnerabilities in 11 smart doorbells sold on popular platforms like Amazon and eBay. One flaw could allow a remote attacker to break into a wireless network by swiping login credentials. Another critical bug, which has been around for years, could enable attackers to intercept and manipulate data on the network. They don't mention names. The investigation focused on doorbells made by often obscure vendors, but which nonetheless earned top reviews and featured prominently on Amazon and eBay. So you just need to be aware that this can happen, and not think that everything's fine. It's not just
Everything is fine.
Yeah, everything is fine, but you have to be aware. Yeah, don't stop. Don't make a negative decision just because of that. Be aware. Now, here's something that you need to be aware and make a decision. Suspicious backdoors have been discovered in a Chinese-made Jetstream router sold exclusively at Walmart as their new line of affordable Wi-Fi routers.
Yep.
This backdoor would allow an attacker the ability to remotely control not only the routers, but also any device connected to that network. Cyber News reached.
Like how? If it can,
I don't know.
When you log in to that network, what is it? Plant some malware on your machine? How can they control those devices? What does that mean?
Don't ask me.
Wow.
Cyber News reached out to Walmart for comment and to understand whether they were aware of the Jetstream backdoor and what they plan to do to protect their customers. After we sent information about the affected Jetstream device, a Walmart spokesperson informed Cyber News, "Thank you for bringing this to our attention. We are looking into the issue to learn more. The item in question is currently out of stock and we do not have plans to replenish it." So if
Yes,
you bought, I guess it's called Jetstream router.
Well, apparently Amazon sells a version of this too.
Yeah,
Well,
I do. So does
Yeah.
eBay.
And eBay. I just saw I found this article. Wow.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, and this might not be the most kosher thing in the world, but all of these cheap Chinese devices have some sort of backdoor like this. It's just it's just inevitable before they get caught. I mean,
Even
I
Chinese
hate,
even Chinese food has a backdoor.
yeah. I mean, well, that's absolutely true. So I'm not trying to tamp down that this is a very serious thing. Let me start with that. But these guys were this Jetstream people. These guys were just caught.
Nope.
This is. I'm sure these things are egregious in this
Oh, the
cheap
chips, you don't know
router
what
field.
you do design. You use a Chinese company. They may not do the design necessarily. A lot of Indian companies do design build, but Chinese manufacture this stuff. Who knows what chip they're putting in there? The chips might, like, what did we find out about highway routers, right? They all had all these vulnerabilities in it. So they're banned now from many businesses because they had stolen code and backdoor chips, hardwired backdoors on the system boards.
Oh.
That's why Highway and what was the other company that was making 5G?
Nokia and Huawei are the only two.
Yeah, so they're it's insane. We just don't realize the exposure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so the good news is, so here's the thing: Walmart likely didn't do this intentionally.
No,
Neither
of
did
course not.
Amazon or eBay. But I would assume Walmart, being as large of a company as they are, they have a cybersecurity team that deals with their own cybersecurity. And the fact that they did not vet this thing is not good. That's a problem. That they failed on that. But they do now. They're not going to replenish them. So take that for what it's worth. The question is, will they offer buybacks for these units? Which is what they should do.
Right.
Buybacks or replacements. So we'll replace your, Chinese backdoor router with a TP Link or a Netgear for no cost. Just come in and we'll swap it out for you. So hopefully they do that, because at the end of the day, they put this in their stores. They're held responsible. Right.
The buck stops there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, again, I'm not saying that, Walmart stocks thousands and thousands of, not hundreds of thousands of items across the world. So, I mean, I'm not, I think it would be foolish to expect that every single item goes through, unbelievably rigorous testing. I mean, you just have to kind of hope that somebody's not trying to hoodwink you. But at the end of the day, especially with a cheap Chinese router, which you can presume what this is based on the fact that they call this their affordable Wi-Fi router, that would indicate to me that that's
So
what they were trying to
the
do.
one sold by Amazon is called Wavelink.
Yeah.
So it's Jetstream Wavelink, and the Wavelink router, they said, actually does try to load a script onto all the devices that connect when they connect to Wi-Fi.
I mean,
So
the Jetstream, the baseline Jetstream, the N300 was $24.99. I mean, that's how inexpensive of a router we're talking about. So, and even their expensive one, their AC1900, which is dual band, was only $100, which is still a hell of a deal.
You can get a dual band TP Link for less than that.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the crazy spaceship looking
Yeah.
one, though.
Now, unless I'm
No, I think you're right.
giving, I like TP Link. I just haven't run into any big issues with them, and I just they have good products for the price.
Huh?
So I've got a product coming Wednesday that I'm very excited about. I bought a 3D printer finally, and or I got a 3D printer rather, and it will be here Wednesday. So we'll have a whole new element to the show here of 3D printing and all of the stuff that comes around that. So looking
Yeah,
forward
I
to
was
all
telling
that.
because Katie got one
Oh, really? Okay.
also, and I told her that you got one. She said, "Is it resin or is it something else?" I don't know much about this, and I said, "I don't know."
Filament.
What?
Yeah, filament. It's
Raisin or filament?
Okay,
filament.
yeah.
PLA, I think is what it is.
So it's yeah. I was looking when Nick told me about it and sent the link. I mean, they're nice. They're not fancy, but they do the job. You know.
Well, these ones actually are pretty fancy. I mean, this is a 3-axle.
Yeah, but I'm talking fancy. I'm talking about enclosed and all
well,
that.
they don't look like
and-
the MakerBot, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, these are the one I got is the Ender Pro 3 or Ender 3 Pro, which is the
Yeah, Ender 3 Pro.
which is the kind of the it's the best of the it's just above, like, so they have these crap ones you can buy on eBay for like $99 that probably
Yeah.
work fine. This is the lowest tier of the next models up of those. So this is it's normally like a $300 unit, but it's still very much DIY. You still put it all together. It's aluminum. But I know two people that have these and actually have multiple of these and are very, very happy with them. And there's plenty of modifications and parts and things that people buy. So yeah.
You can buy a spool of molten titanium.
Feed that through.
Yeah, so you could build yourself something out of titanium.
There you go.
I think you'd need like a special crucible furnace or something to melt it.
Nick,
So yeah, I'm excited to so I've been wanting one for a while and finally
Nick is not
finally
going to
getting
go to the auto store to buy any more parts. He's going
That's
to
it.
make his own.
well, I was thinking about, like, because you look at 3D printers and there's a lot of tchotchke crap you can make, like little
Right.
figurines. I have no interest in that. I'm more interested in little parts and switches and holders and clips and things like that.
Can you do an iPhone? Is
I'm
there
sure I can
is
print a
there
case.
software for an iPhone?
Yeah, I can probably print an iPhone case. I can.
He needs to
there's
buy-
No, I mean the whole phone.
No, you
Why
need
not?
to buy. You need to buy the cloning surface.
the replicator.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
MakerBot's got that. The Replicator 3. I think.
Yeah.
Don't
Then-
use it to make donuts. They won't taste very good.
So yeah, have a couple of things coming up in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully.
Something else that will be of interest to a lot of people is security researchers have discovered a major security flaw in cPanel, a
Oh, no.
popular software suite. What did you say?
So I don't know. I love cPanel.
Used by web hosting companies to manage websites for the customers. The bug, discovered by security research from Digital Defense, allows attackers to bypass two-factor authentication for cPanel accounts. These accounts are used by website owners to access and manage their websites and underlying server settings. Access to these accounts is critical, as once compromised, they grant threat actors full control over the victim's site. Now, I went and read some more, and I think cPanel did issue a fix, but you have to make sure that yours is fixed. And when I was reading this, I could hear Ron right here in my ear says, don't use any kind of control panel. Just, it's better to do everything yourself for the customer because they have holes all over the place. And there were a few throughout the years, but this is the latest one. It's just now. So yeah, be careful and make sure that yours is patched. Call your provider if you have a cPanel and ask them, say, did you patch it for this bug that just was discovered for 2FA?
Don't call me.
Yeah, no, don't call me because we don't do it. They know. They know. And Sophos, a lot of people use the Sophos antivirus. UK-based cybersecurity vendor Sophos is currently notifying customers via email about a security breach the company suffered earlier last week. On November 24, Sophos was advised of an access permission issues in a tool used to store information on customers who have contacted Sophos support. An email was sent to customers and obtained by ZDNet exposed information. Exposed information included details such as customer first and last name, email address, and phone numbers if provided. So it's not a big deal, but it's a breach any way you look at it.
We use Sophos. That's what we roll out to our. That's our AV that we roll out to our customers.
It's a good program. I mean, it's a good.
It is. It's a little heavy, in terms of resources, but we've got a custom version that we've got that's pretty locked down. But it's nice. I mean, I've never used it outside of this because it's not really a consumer AV product. But yeah, it's pretty good.
And if you're thinking about buying an M1 powered Apple laptop, Linus Torvald said he'd love to have one of the new M1 powered Apple laptops, but it won't run Linux. And in an exclusive interview, he explained why getting Linux to run well on it isn't worth the trouble. So a lot of people do buy Apples because they can run Linux on it. This one will not do it. Just be aware. Gal, any cord cutting updates?
Well, not much. I have discovered the free offerings from Plex, the movies and TVs.
Yeah.
Usually I don't look at that because my library usually
It's big enough.
sufficient for me.
Yeah.
But I was surprised that the quality of the content is pretty darn amazing.
Amazing.
And that's completely free.
Absolutely.
It's like there are movies there that I remember watching. But granted, all of them are old, right? They're 2 years plus, and they go further, but still some classics, some really good ones. At the beginning, when this offering started on the Plex side, there were usually stuff that if you go to IMDb or you go to Rotten Tomatoes, you'll see them 40% rating or below, right? It'll be the crap nobody wants to watch, or some very old cult classics, but not things that survived the times very well. But maybe because of the holiday, or I don't know why, the lists of, first of all, there were a ton of movies I haven't
This started
noticed.
This started a couple of months ago.
Yeah, they hooked up. They're now integrated with Crackle, the Sony sourced one, and it has a ton of excellent content.
Movies,
So-
TV shows, sitcoms.
So
I
even
mean,
if you're not planning on cutting the cord completely, definitely install the Plex app on whatever device you're watching, or your smart TV, and check out just the free offering there. as an alternative to as a possible alternative to stuff like Netflix and stuff. Some of it is ad is paid by ads, but other I think the Crackle content, it actually doesn't have any ads, so at least for now. So it's really for something free. I was blown away.
Yep.
Now, do you have to have Plex Pass for this?
No,
No.
that's
Oh,
you
okay.
don't even need to have a login.
Oh,
You just need to install the application and start watching.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look on your menu of Plex on the left, you'll see.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I thought you
Yeah.
needed to have Plex Pass for it. That's interesting.
Very,
Yep.
very interesting. It's because it's it's based on ad revenue for so they don't want to limit anyone to watch it because it's money for them.
Yep, there's a lot of stuff out there that you can get for free. Of course, if you want to watch the things that you're used to watch and you can't cut away from them, hence the word cord cutting, then you're going to have to subscribe to some things. I got to say, we don't subscribe to anything. We share some things that Hannah shared with us and Katie. But other than that, it's all the free stuff. And I was telling Nick and Gal, we were having a problem with the antenna. You watch, and suddenly everything pixelates, and you get that notice that we couldn't play it. Like the thing disappeared, and then it'll either come back or you would have to restart one part or another. And it just happened that I was looking at the screen, and so not enough disk space to do this. I said, "Oh, I never looked into that." And I was telling Gal I couldn't tell what the size of the drive was with the DF command, kind of cryptic. But I went ahead and I removed some things that we were recording, and everything is fine since. So it's interesting. So now I have a brand new rotor in a box that I did not even install. I was going to put it on. I mean, I kept on going on the roof, moving the antenna this way, moving the antenna that way, and I said, let me buy a rotor. It's fine. But I'm going to put it anyway. It has to help. I don't know why. Channel 4 is a problem to come in if it's adjusted right for everything else. And Kathy likes to watch it. So this way it's this one now, the new one that they have that I got from Amazon is not like the old TV antenna that has a dial. This one has 10 programmable position, and then you can press a button and it goes to that position. You press another button, it goes to that position. And we'll see how it works. Anybody use Go SMS Pro? You heard about that? It's one of the most popular messaging apps for Android. And it's
I know what that is. Yeah.
And it's
It used to be
exposing
very popular.
photos, videos, and other files sent privately by its users. Worse, the app maker has done nothing to fix the bug. Security research at TrustWave discovered the flaw in August and contacted the app maker with the 90-day deadline to fix the issue. As is standard practice in vulnerability disclosures to allow enough time for a fix. But after the deadline elapsed without hearing back, the researchers went public. TrustWave shared its finding with TechCrunch last week. So if you're using Go SMS Pro, just know that it's it's exposing photos, videos, and other files. It's not the actual text; it's what you're attaching. Apparently, be aware. Be aware. All right. Anything else, guys? Come on. Come on.
Nope.
And here's something else that people need to be aware of and maybe do something about. 2 Android applications belonging to Chinese tech giant Baidu were removed from the official Google Play Store at the end of October after they were caught collecting sensitive user details. The 2 apps, Baidu Maps and Baidu Search Box, were removed after Google received a report from U.S. cybersecurity firm Palo Alto Networks. Both apps had more than 6 million downloads combined before being removed. The one thing I don't understand is in the first sentence, they were removed from the official Google Play Store. Is there an unofficial Google Play Store?
Yes, there are a lot of unofficial Google.
But
Play
are they
Store.
Google Play Store?
There are a lot of unofficial Google app stores.
Yeah, but I mean, if you say that it's the Google Play Store, then it's got to be just Google.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not an
the
Android.
Google Play Store is always the official one.
Yeah. So that's if you're using Baidu Maps or Baidu Search Box, know that it's collecting information. It's probably not the only app that's collecting information, but it's been exposed. Okay. Well, I don't think I have anything else that's important. Apple settled an investigation by 34 states and the District of Columbia over the company's practice of slowing down the performance of older iPhones when their batteries degrade. $113 million. I mean, they're probably paying that much just for advertisement in 1 week. 113 million for doing this and messing you up and making you buy a new phone and you know. Okay. I mean, here this is something else that it's just interesting. The U.S. Federal Communication Commission killed the proposal to allow in-flight voice calls via mobile phones, ending its examination of an idea that evoked fears of air rage from passengers trapped besides jabbering seatmates. So I'm not even going to the rest. I mean, we always think that the reason they don't want cell phones on a plane because it affects the mechanism, the electronics, and can crash the plane. But I never thought about it. If you're sitting in a plane and somebody on your right and somebody on your left is constantly on their phone talking, that can be very
Nobody talks
stressful.
on their phone today. What are you talking about?
Well, jabbering.
No, nobody's talking on their
No,
phone.
they're just texting,
in
right?
public. They use it. It's more a computer than anything else, right?
Well,
Yeah, but I forgot my headphones, so I'm going to listen to the music out of my speakers.
true,
the whole
too.
Plane ride.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I agree. It's not like anybody else is
You
sitting
like your
right next to
music
me.
so much, you should be able to share it with everybody. I've been on flights where just leaving the gate, taxiing out before they actually say put your phones away, have people drive you insane with talking. Because if you have a delay or something, no, just constantly, or having a business meeting, literally on the plane. So,
yeah, that could be very, very stressful, I'm sure.
well, I have very nice over-the-ear Bose noise canceling headphones that I bought it specifically for just making it quiet on the plane. And it works good for filtering out voices because I just play a little light music in the background and it's great. But it's got to be over the ear for it to work.
Okay. So it's that time of day. Anything? Nothing in the chat. All right, guys. Well, thanks, Nick. Spence, Gal. And good morning, Kathy, Hannah, Nabil, Mac, Norm, Katie and Donna, Dina, Arlington, Micha. Thank you, everybody, for tuning to Computers 2K Now. We hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something from our time together. Remember to practice safe computing. Back up your hard drive, update your virus scanner. We'll be back here next Sunday at 9, but you can always reach us at computers2know.com. Tonight at 7, Nick is doing his Against the Norm show at atnshow.com. And by the way, if you want to see a little bit of it, just to taste it, if you just stay here when we finish the show, that's what's on the reruns. And if
Nick, do you have Dr. Fauci coming on tonight?
Yeah, he's going to, again, say that masks are useless and then change his mind again just 25 minutes after we talk to him. It's going to be great.
And if you're in Wilmington, you can listen to it on FM 106.7 Big Talker. See you next week, guys.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by Telestream's Wirecast software, StreamingGear.com, Carolina Apparel, and DeltaForce.net.